Can you eat trees? Because I'm gonna eat a tree.
Astrid is interested in eating trees again, and we have wasted almost another most of it, well, a good portion of the day, making arrow shafts and doing stuff that we need to do because of a blizzard. But it is what it is, and it might have even come back. Who knows? Hello, everybody. This is Frogman. Welcome back to the Long Dark. I'm just in here doing a little bit of just, taking my time doing stuff so that we can continue on because of the blizzard that blew up in the end of last episode. So Astrid has been doing just a couple little things around here. We're going to munch on these bannocks a little bit and then see what we can't do about trying to get towards the garage or the maintenance shed in Broken Railroad so that we can then start planning our trip on it back into the far territories. Where is our water so that we may take a drink? We have 8 bannocks left. Those things don't seem to last very long, so I guess we'll just kind of worry about it. And let's go outside, worry about it later, finish the thought. Let's go see what's going on. Okay, that's appreciably decent. We'll go for now. So we're going to try to get to... Well, I'm going to attempt to try to find the camera by the end of today's episode. We do have the very long walk to make between here and, well, at least the depot. So we all know that that's at least going to not happen today. Where's the wolf? I don't know. The weather's still not very great, but we're going to go ahead and push it. I think. As long as we are on the rail line, we should be fine, so I'm not going to be too terribly worried about it. So we'll just roll and hope that when we get into Forlorn Muskeg that this kind of blows away. If not, we'll make a temporary shelter up in the poacher's camp and see about what's going on there. Is that a wolf or a rock? I think there's a rock right there, right? What is that? Must just be the way the grass is blowing. But yes, we have a trek to make. We need to go ahead and, do the stuff and see what happens with the way this game is going to go. Because if they don't manage to get a update figured out fairly soon, we're going to have a break in content for the Long Dark, which means I might start down the road of one of the other challenges, or I might just, like I say, put the Long Dark away for a while, like we did last year. I know I took a break last summer. I'm not planning on doing that this year. I think we're going to start playing a few more games, though. There's a couple of games that are coming up that I'm very interested in looking at that I'm going to probably start working on making some videos for. And, yeah, we'll see where we go from there. But that is a later date, later time. I want to see about this camera. And I guess we see where we go from here. I'm just hoping when we pop through this tunnel on the other side that it's not, well, doing the thing we don't want it to do, as always. So let's see what's going on in the Muskeg. Well, the wind's blowing the right direction. And I believe I cleared everything out of Spence aside from some food, so we should be good there. God dang it, man. Since when is there a wolf right there? Hi. Was there 2 of them? He ran up that hill, turned around, and came back. I don't know. There are things. There are definitely things that I worry about. Was there a cougar in this zone? No, I don't think. Well, yeah, Forlorn Muskeg, nothing. Okay, move on. Let's get down the rails and see what's going to happen down here. Hopefully, again, like I said, this weather will hold out long enough for us to get there. The wind's blowing the right direction. Take a few sips of my coffee and contemplate life with the way this is going to be. But yeah, I don't know. I need to figure out the next step. I might try this one to see whether, well, once we get the camera found and once we get the trader done, then I think my goal is going to be, we're going to see about setting this particular save to, well, we'll turn the cabin fever back on, and we will, when turned around, and then we will set it, we'll see if we can set it to game mode interloper so that it will count. Because in reality, that's all I've done is just change that one little setting. And then we'll see what happens after that. Then we might try to pull the mods out of it and see what happens. Maybe. I don't know whether it'll break it or not. If it does, well then I'll be sure to make sure we save a backup and all those kinds of things. But just for the posterity's sake, because customs I do not believe show up as far as time run on a thing, and I would like to at least have another 500-day loper, and we may go on from there. I don't know, but yeah, I think we're gonna. What is over here? That was a really weird noise. I would like to have another 500-day loper, but I don't want to start over with another one. So, oh, he was here. Holy crap! You just go on, and I'm going to stand in here for a second. I thought I heard somebody huffing and sniffing. Huh. Okay, I almost walked right into a bear. That's awesome. The game has obviously got us set up for today. I'm glad I had my ears on while I was busy talking to myself. I'm fine. You just go home. That was about as close as I've been to a bear in a minute. Where are you? I hear you. You're right behind us. I can't see him. I don't know if we're safe in there anymore. Nope, we're not. Now, there used to be a day that bear could not get in this area. Yeah, okay, so I just need to stop walking, or just wandering around. Let's see, we need to do something that is quiet so that he will leave us alone. So I'm going to... I probably should light a fire is what I probably should do. I was going to say I was going to fix some things, but everything seems to be in reasonably decent order. I can reduce this to something, maybe for just a second. This shouldn't cause him to come. Yeah, there's 20 minutes. Let's go kill 20 minutes doing that. And then let's stick our noses out and see where he is. I am very happy with the amount of warmth we have on right now. Wow, yeah. What would it be? 46 degrees. That's almost shorts weather in the long dark. So he's back there somewhere. I'm gonna go up this hill and go over here, because I really don't feel like playing with a bear in the muskeg, and I really don't like our weather. Where did you go, Smokey? There he is. So he was hanging out regardless. You're gonna walk down the tracks with me? Huh? With the wind in our faces? Is this how this ends for this Astrid? I'm not stinky. I am stinky. Oh, no wonder. Well, gosh darn it. I didn't know I still had stuff on me. Whoops. No wonder he's following me around. Alright, you can go do what you want to do, buddy. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause you any distress or need to follow some dumb human. Okay, well, we're going to head right over here. I hope we're going to head right over here. And I'm going to put her on auto walk, and we're going to see what happens. That's enough excitement for the beginning. As always, Mother Nature made that crossing incredibly painful, but at least we're on into the frickin' railroad section. Let's go. Think the wind might be blowing with us, or behind us, at least sideways or across, whatever. There's nothing like just a supposedly gale force blizzard winds blowing directly in your face for the entirety of a zone. It's so much fun. That's alright. We have places to go, people to see, things to find. And again, I am incredibly... Well, I mean, it's almost... Yeah, we should be going on the downturn as being cold. The wind chill is what's killing us right now. But that's generally what does it anyway in real life. I mean, you could be minus 20 outside and, you know. And I'm speaking for you Celsius people. Minus 20 sounds awful, but in reality, that's not very cold as long as the wind is not blowing. And you have a reasonable amount of clothing on. As soon as the wind's blowing, it turns into miserable. Which is why the Fahrenheit scale works to a point where when we say it hits 0 degrees in Fahrenheit, it's cold. But we will make the crossing. Might look down in the hole. I haven't looked down there in a while. I don't know, does there a wolf still live down there? I don't know. I don't go down there anymore. Come on. There we go. Up we go. Onwards. Sounds like there's somebody down there, but I'm almost at that point in time. Some of those wolf calls that you hear throughout the zones are just there for ambience. Ambience. Wow, it's actually warming up a little, or it was right there for a second. We must have got behind a rock. So if I get behind a rock and I get the wind chill gone. Wow. I guess I still have a deer carcass over there. Not that I really want to worry about it right now. We're just moving. And the wind is coming back up again, so we're just going to keep moving. I'm probably going to have to shut up because there could be a wolf in here I won't hear. Maybe. I think they retextured the train engine even. Again, all of those visual and, you know, the recent visual redo where we're like these train cars are different looking now and all that kind of stuff. That's all been done since the last time we were over here. So there might be some new things to see to wander through the far territories. So like I say, I think we might take a few pictures. We might do a little bit of wandering around, even though I don't really want to be over here. We do have reasonably good gear, and I think I've got at least a couple of skins laying around that we can fix most of our stuff. We might have to find a bear, but that's no big deal there. But, you know, we spent a lot of time running around like maniacs over here, not really enjoying any of it. So we'll see. Maybe there's some new things to be seen, or at least new things we know of to experience again. I think we might even still have another sweater and some lights laying around. I think there's another one in the airfield, which that was quite fun. Are there any wolves in here today? Just stand on the edge of the road and look down at them if they are here. All I hear is rattling fences. Let's go inside. Oh, good. We have a little food. I will take a couple of those, and we'll step inside. That should get us sorted out for the day, at least for now. We'll drink a little bit of water, and then do the usual look around and see if there's anything we need to do right now. I don't. Oh yeah, water, thank you very much. What did we have left behind? So I do have plenty of arrows, a couple of things here, and a bunch of down. That's good to know. And in here, this one is empty, and we have stuff over here dried, ready to go. Sweet, let's go in. So I guess I can pick those up. They don't need to sit there anymore. And then go in there. Inside. Alrighty, well, like I said, she's going to spend the day in here, or the night in here, and then we will move on, hopefully in the morning, given the weather and whatnot. Okay, I do have one of those. Okay. That's what I was wondering. I'm going to put you over here by the door, if I can get up this incline. I'll put you right there, if you'll stay right there. You won't? Okay, well, you can go right here. Doesn't matter. We just walk over it. What's in this box? I love it. They must have moved some stuff out of containers for some of these boxes. That's all I can figure. Because I know for a fact we left a whole bunch of stuff laying right there, and they didn't move any of this. So, there's my Mackinac. Again, doesn't really matter. What's in here? Toolbox, cool, alright, nice. Did we end up with a hammer over here? I think I did. I think I left one here. Maybe. If not, maybe I should go find... What the hell is this? I think that's supposed to go in the bathroom. Ah, yes, we can see all of the things are broken here. All of the shelves, or at least those shelves are broken. That one's broken for sure. Stand up back where you were, sir. Cool, that one's fine. That should be a counter, yes, of course. And... Alright, whatever. I'm going to kill a little bit of time, and I will see you all in the morning when we leave. Well, I thought we were going to get screwed there for a second. Woke up in the middle of the night to a blizzard and then passed a little bit of time and the blizzard didn't go away and then went back to bed and woke up and the blizzard was gone, I hope. No. No. As always, the game is being the game. Is it almost over? Okay, we might have just caught at the end of it. Give us 1 more hour. Perfect. That's what I want to see for travel weather. We'll make sure we gather up one of those. How much water do we have that's enough for the trip? And grab us 2 fresh wolf steaks. And, well, fresh. Fresh being a relative term there. Our manics are fixing to die on us here pretty soon. But that's alright. I might just have 1 or 2 there just to kind of clear out that little mess. Alright, take a drink of water. And then let's make the long road trip to the depot. I don't remember how much stuff we have at the depot. I know there was quite a bit of stuff sitting there, but we may not have a whole lot of food left. Did I make a bunch of hooks? Give me that hook back, please. Okay, we have 20 of those here, and we do have a little bit of camera film. I should have looked around. Anyhow, we'll we won't worry about it because, again, we probably are going to go ahead and wander through the majority of some of the stuff in the far territory. I might just do a bunch of just look-seeing around as we have before to see whether or not there's some more stuff. Because, again, that camera and there's some other things that should be out here now. So we might find more film and several other things. And I did mean to, in between episodes, to look and see what the requirements were for the achievement for the camera, which I didn't do. Guess I can do that while we're walking. Maybe. We'll wait when we get over here, and then I'll look at it really quickly. Don't want to get screwed by a wolf that I don't know about. Is that stuff, I wonder, is that stuff rotting? No. Huh, okay. Let's see what we see before they're in here. I was saying I was going to try to find the camera today. We'll see where we end up with our timing. I already know where my editings are going to be so far. Okay, so those bunnies are still there. And I think, like I said, I believe since the trader update, we have not been... I don't even know if I've been in this zone. I think I've been in this zone since the trader update. I'd have to look. At least Broken Railroad. I know for a fact we have not been here in quite a long time. Since completing Rudiger's Tale and spending a little bit of time messing around in Sundered Pass, I don't think I've been back.
Sure getting cold.
And that concerns me too, because we pulled a lot of good stuff out of the contaminated zone, and I left it in the depot, so there's probably not a whole lot of usable stuff in the contaminated zone either, which is a problem because that area didn't have a lot of food anyway. But anyhow, let's get on and let's take a little bit of a look and then we'll move. So, oh, how many torches did you pick up? It's fine. Okay. Well, either my brightness settings are off or they changed something, because I can see just fine in here now. I know it's probably a little dark for you guys. Let's do this, just to make it easier on Camry. And we'll do the walk. This is the worst. Like, you look at it right now. Now I have this fuzz of crap in front of me that I can't see through. And if I do this, you can see just fine, but it's barely there. Supposedly, they're going to give us some video settings in the next update that's going to maybe give us the ability to get rid of what's called bloom. But we walk. Was this one an oil tanker? I notice now, too, that they closed this door. There used to be a guy sitting right here. Alrighty, so we're gonna go the lake way or the river way down here because I want to collect any coals that we might find in the cave down here. We're gonna act like we're gonna live here for a little bit, so we start collecting resources as quickly as possible. I'll pick the pry bars up just because, you know, there's a fishing hut or two in a zone or two, plus we can use them to do other things. But we're going to need to start from now on thinking like we're going to be out here for a little while. Which means freezing our tails off. No kitty cat. Okay. I don't know if I want to collect any of these rabbits right now. I think we're just going to push right on through them. We do have all the travel food that we need, but I really probably should sit down and start collecting at least this stuff. By making sure we have enough firewood to get through the night if we need to. It has been a while, probably more than 100 days. I guess I should look. So, I said I was going to do something, right? Oh, look at there. No, we're fine. Okay, I'm gonna look at something real quick. 1 second. Okay, so there are two supposed things. Take a picture in each Great Bear Island region for a total of 16 pictures in a game, and then Shutterbug, take 10 photos with each film type. So that'd be 30 photos to take between the 3 different film types. Yikes. Okay, well, I guess we, well, that'd only be, well, yeah, that would only technically be, what, 14 more shots? I do feel like I've either got my brightness settings way up or they brighten some of this area. So, anyhow, we need to find coal. Since this is one of the first caves we're going to be able to find coal in, so before I get too excited, coal, and then let's get the heck out of Dodge into the depot, and then we'll decide where we go from there. I mean, I do know I brighten it up just slightly because it makes it easier on video editing, but I feel like they've added a little bit of brightness to things, which makes that bloom on this lantern even worse. Am I gonna get anything down here today? Except for fire. Oh boy, yes, please.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Dude, it's like probably a half a pound over. Quit complaining. Cool. Well, that was a reasonable haul from right there. Good deal. Let's get on back on the trail. See if we can't make it to the depot before noon. I don't know. We might be able to. Probably slightly after, given what time it is right now. It's really not a really long walk. That's the worst part about it. They made the walk into the airfield so freaking awful that none of us want to do it anymore. Yeah, we'll leave sticks. We have plenty of sticks. For the minute. Thank you. And their sound engine's busted again. Oh, yes, that might be a thing. I will take you. You guys can stay right there. And I'll put you out.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
So it's either foggy or we're in trouble. I'm gonna say it's foggy. Okay, well, I don't mind traveling in the fog. Fog's warm, especially in the afternoon. Yeah, we're not gonna make it by noon. It's almost noon now. So, onwards. Where are you? Scare me half to death. First wolf that's decided to want to bother us in a while. Come here, friend. Come meet the end of my pointy stick. How much are you? You're not worth cutting up. I was gonna say I'd cut him up, but that's not worth my time. First wolf in a while that hasn't run away from us. That's interesting. Pretty sure we're probably going to see a whole lot more where those guys came from, though. I always kind of wanted to look at this shed. Don't want to be hypercritical about things, but if the rocks fall off that hill, they fall down this shed and down that line and then just stay in this ditch over here and slowly build back up until there's just a tunnel. So why wouldn't you just build a tunnel? I don't know. Alright, so the dark tunnel, let's see if the dark tunnel goes dark. If it doesn't, well, I mean, I'm going to turn the lantern on, but yeah, I think they might have changed some things. Nope, there's the dark tunnel. Alright, so this one does still do the thing. Alright, turn your lights on. Keep your walking up. We'll be there in a minute. Well, again, this is where I learned that the tunnels are not warm, even though they're theoretically underground. Yep, this is where the first one, our first attempt at trying to go to the far territories died. And then as such, we came back and did the end of this for this one. Astrid, where are you now that we think about this? We have 2 more days. Okay, well, that's cool.
Gotta warm up somehow.
Let's go see what we can't do about maybe securing a little bit of food just to make sure. I know I probably have a fair amount of stuff over here. I do believe there's probably some, at least some flour here. And I brought a little oil with us, I think, if I recall correctly. But if we could run into some birds or a rabbit on the way in, because it's after, halfway down through the day. Where we have to go is a decent walk from here. Again, I'm not spoiling it. Y'all can go look it up if you want to. I spoiled it for myself a while back when I was reading changelogs, so. Plus, again, like I said, there's only really one common sense spot. If you're going to have one camera in the entire game, where's it going to be? which I kind of think is ridiculous. There's only one camera, but it is specific to the far territories, meaning it is a DLC only object. If it's in the DLC, there's only one place that makes sense to put the thing. So, if there happens to be a rabbit or a ptarmigan ptarmigan, I don't know. Words are funny. I do know that there's a possibility of a deer that spawns in here now, which is fantastic.
I'm so cold.
But it's so dang foggy we can't see a thing. I don't know. The 50-day challenge, I think the 50-day challenge that you know, some people do to attempt, and then that's another way of getting a you know, a loper into, well, I guess there's 16 zones now, so geez. Yeah, you can get quite a decent amount of time down the road if you want to, doing 50 days in every zone. And I don't think that even counts the, like the, yeah, I don't know if I would count certain zones. Like, there is no way in heck you would make it through that last little section in 50 days. There's not enough food. Oh, hell. So we have one battery. We have one battery right there, too. Lovely.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
I'm gonna put this over here so it's obvious. And the reason why I take those out is that in prior updates, and this is things that a lot of us have noticed, in prior updates, they've moved cars. They've moved cars around, or they've removed cars in some of the zones. And so, like, if they want to do, like, a pretty update, or they want to do a couple of things, the thing is, yeah, we've got birds right over here, just heard them. But the thing is if you want that as a resource, and then they decided to move the damn car, well, the battery is either going to disappear or not, and, you know, it'll dice roll it again. So, like, if they were to move this car, or, like, this pickup over to there, this will dice roll again when it respawns back over there, which means you'll get a chance for another battery. So pull your batteries out of your cars, regardless of whether you think you want to use them or not. And for that matter, certain things that might be in trunks that you find usable, pull them out so that they'll, god dang it, guys, dice roll again. Oh, at least we have a bear hide. Good. So they must have changed something in here, because that bear hide was laying right there. Or over here. No, I think actually it was laying in front of the fire. I think I had it right there, which is a good place for a bear hide. Okay. We are, put this away. We're going to warm back up a second. I am not going anywhere right now, I don't think. Okay, so we have lots of coal. How are we doing on fuel? I'm going to put this in here. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit of inventory management. This is probably going to be one of those, let's do this. I was going to say, this is going to be one of those times when the, okay, there's going to be an awful lot of walking and talking. So let's do a real quick look. I do believe this should have a whole ton of flares in it, and there should be, where's all the rabbit skins? Okay, we have plenty of those in case we want them. Pair of boots, deer hides, goodness, rabbit skins, all those things, hats, good, stuff's good. There we go. I'm going to pick you up and put you in here. Can we edit this? What happens when I clear junk? Not much. Wow. Oh, and there's a radio, so we can speak with our friend. How very cool. Okay, so we can edit this, which means, well, for one, we can get rid of some of these benches and get them out of the way. Right? And can I put this other one over here on that wall? If I move the newspaper? No, I don't even need to move the newspaper. Good. You go over there. Sweet. Suitcase. Can you sit on the shelf? Cool. Suitcase. Shelf. Suitcase. So reasonably decent organized stuff. Cool. Nice. So that means we can build... Well, there is a thing over here we can go find. We can build storages. We can build a... I don't even think you would bother with a salt box in this zone. But we can build storages. We can build a bed. Very cool. Okay. I am going to go catch us a little bit of food, hopefully. Since I don't seem to have any. And then we'll end this one for now. So there should be some birds over here somewhere. And there's a few rabbits about. Really need to make some more hardened arrows. Okay, well, there's two birdies. And I lost my arrow. No, I was going to say, I lost my arrow. Thank you very much. That's beautiful. Well, I know that there's some rabbits behind the station. Yeah, surviving 50 days in this just by itself, I mean, you'd be an incredibly bored individual unless you can fish. That might have just been a crackety crack, yeah. I mean, if you can fish in this zone... There is a pond out here. I guess we should look, huh? What is it? This one? No. I would figure this pond's probably not deep enough. But, like, this would be the problem. That challenge for 50 days in each zone, this is considered a zone even though it's a connecting zone. There's not enough food in here even to just start out. And I mean, and you'd have to just start a new interloper and do that. There's not enough food in this zone. Unless you could fish. Yeah. So it'd be harvest as many rabbits as you can, go on start, well, because the rabbits and the ptarmigans respawn in a reasonable amount of time. It's like 5 days, I think, or 4 days. You'd bring a bunch of food with you, which is really sad because you'd have to do something dumb like that, but you'd bring a bunch of, like, I don't know, flour or whatnot with you, or maybe just a bunch of pre-cooked stuff, and then go back on starvation diet for a little while and go from there, which is no fun, and then attempt to live for 50 days in this zone, which wouldn't be bad because, I mean, you'd end up with pretty torn up clothes because, you know, you wouldn't be doing much. I'd assume you'd probably want to, you know, pack up and be in one of these caves. And yeah, if you did the... If you found the thing, you found the toolbox, the woodworker's toolbox. I'm trying to get my thoughts together here while I'm sitting here doing. It's like I'm really good at doing 2 things at once, but when we're getting to 3 things at once, That's when it gets a little awful. But yeah, you go find the woodworking toolbox. You could then build a bed so you wouldn't be wearing out your stuff. I don't know. It's sounds like a challenge I don't feel like taking. Hello, rabbits. We need a little more food. I want to eat one of those. And then we'll see about getting 2 more of you guys. I might make a few hardened arrows, fire hardened arrows. And then we'll see where we go from there, but thank you.
Anything right now.
Well, we have a few anythings. Might get a few more anythings. I don't recall. I believe we've been up here to look around. There used to be some things in here. I know, you're super heavy now. Feed water cave. Any coal in the cave? No. So, but again, you could do it because there is, you know, cabin fever containment right here. You can build your fire and sleep if you need to. How heavy are we now? Getting there. I probably should go back. We have a reasonable amount of calories on us now. At least enough so that we can go do something. I'll probably end up taking both of those ptarmigans and making them into broth as always. And I probably will peel the feathers off of them. Maybe. I don't know. But we'll walk back around this corner, get back to the depot, and I will start processing stuff, and I will see you all in the next one where we're going to go find the camera, hopefully, and start taking some of our first pictures in a zone that I kind of did like, I think. Again, I'm still holding this off. If y'all want to go look it up, go look it up. If you don't know, well, then we're going to find out next time. So, again, I think I'm just going to, might just call it right there. I'm looking for more movement. I was really hoping the deer would show up. But I guess I will see you all in the next one, and we're going to head to a place that should have a camera, I think. I hope. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.